Damn, son, where'd you find this?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-binaries, and transgenders, because we don't discriminate. This is the Ultra Heelz Wrestling Podcast, live from Bravery Studios, Clifton, New Jersey. I am Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior, always and forever everyone's worst behavior. Mr. DM, finding your mom's DMs. Why? Because I'm trying to get mom a baby. Nobody can stop me. And on the phone, as always, the OG, the triple OG that talks all the motherfucking shit.
Yeah, because already here's your boy Alex the motherfucking Hill, aka the Stanley of podcasting, aka the leader of the fuck the Mr. McMahon group, and also known as the man to be a bitch and the cripple crossface and make her run into a crossface.
Facts. And the man on the other side glass, the super producer, the one that pushes all the buttons, Mr. Noe Marv.
What you doing, Ultra Heelz?
How you living, Gnarly Marv?
Living good.
Speaking of RIPs, let's just go straight to Brodie Lee.
Brodie Lee, bro. All right.
John Huber, Luke Harper. Nobody saw this coming. I believe when we last spoke of Brodie Lee, I'm like, why? Like, yes, he's injured. Well, obviously, he was more than injured. He was like deathly sick. I was saying, why are they not, making up some sort of like kayfabe story as to why he's not on TV? Now we know.
What did he die from?
They say it was a non-COVID related lung condition.
Lung condition. Okay.
Yeah, it hit the wrestling world so hard that it was so unexpected. Nobody would even think that. Like, I got wind of it just by I follow him and I follow his wife, and I just happened to go on Instagram and saw the post, and I was like, wait, what? What the fuck just happened? Like, I thought he was going to be coming back soon. What? I was like, that's crazy. And for him to be 41, that made it hurt even hard. Because I was like, damn, I thought Brodie was way older than me. I didn't know he was that little bit older than me. I was like, God damn.
Because I was on lunch at work, and I'm checking Instagram, and I see the post like, oh, rest in peace, Brodie. I'm like, what? Like, bullshit. I didn't even like think about it. And then, like, I think like maybe an hour later, you sent it to me, and then like 3 other people sent it to me. I'm like, oh, this is real.
Yeah, like, dude, it broke news so quick, bro. Even people are talking about other things. Like, I follow people who do comic books. I follow people that do custom sneakers, guys that like underground rap. They all was posting it on Instagram. I was like, this gotta be something big, and motherfuckers don't even talk about wrestling on their own social media platforms. Are talking about a wrestler that passed. I was like, this is fucking crazy. But what made it more crazy is WWE gave him that bullshit ass small tribute in the beginning that was like nonchalant. But then AEW did that whole tribute show. Even WWF wrestlers, I'm not gonna call them E because they ain't worth the shit of an E. They was retweeting the AEW tribute on their social media, and the first person that did it was Xavier Woods, and I was like, damn, he about to get in trouble, but I guess he don't get too fucked because he was cool with him, seeing how he started up, down, down, and he was one of the people that was up the whole time.
Now,
so I was like, damn.
What I love the most about just the whole experience of what the aftermath, everybody in the wrestling industry had something positive to say about him. Like, beyond his circle of friends, beyond the people that he worked directly with in the ring, the entire wrestling industry, every company, somebody had something positive to say about how he personally helped them in their career or in real life. You don't see that very often. Usually there's somebody somewhere that's going to throw dirt on your name when you die. That didn't happen here.
Word, there's a few wrestlers out there that don't give two shits about other wrestlers, and will talk shit about them.
Sabu.
But
have you seen Sabu's book?
This is this is the one weird time ever that WWE was talking positive about him. AW, fucking ZZW old wrestlers wrestlers that wrestle in the independent circuit still today, motherfuckers from New Japan. I'm like, bruh, I've never seen this many people give a man this much praise in his wrestling career. Like even people that paved the way for certain wrestlers and was good people to some of them and never shit on people don't even get this much praise from this many companies around the world. Like Brodie Lee at this point right now, he had to die to be bigger than Hulk Hogan in them right now.
Mm-hmm.
And that says a lot about that man. And the thing that hurts me the most is he got to AEW and showed that he could be a top-tier wrestler and still never got to fulfill what he was capable of because we didn't have enough time with him to actually fully do it. And I feel like WWE now, to me, he can kiss the whole part of my blackness in my ass at this point now.
I see. I'm not entirely mad about what WWE did because I understand that. Hey, he wasn't working for them anymore. So, we're going to give him the little thing at the beginning of the show, and we're just going to go on. For me, that was enough respect from them. And the fact that they allowed AEW to use footage of him in WWE during their tribute, they let them say Luke Harper, they let them say Bludgeon Brothers, and they weren't petty about it. They didn't ask AEW for a bunch of money to do all of it. I'm fine with WWE doing that. For me, that's a pass.
Like I would give it a pass for them, but at the same time, the man was in your company for a good amount of time. People know him for hell. He's the only wrestler I know right now that has left and came back and will get a pop every time he came back in WWE. Like no matter what, if he was gone for 6 months, came back, crowd went crazy. The Why Music hit, he showed up in a black thing, crowd went crazy. Like this man worked his ass off to get to the so-called biggest company in the world, to get pit up to a mid pedestal, to get pit down to the bar, and he still worked his ass off like crazy. And then I give him the smallest little 21 gun salute for that. And I'm like, that's kind of crazy. He was with y'all for so long. Like, y'all could at least did more. And then what makes it hit more home is when you hear WWE wrestlers saying that WWE could have did more than what they did that first night. And they praised AEW, like I said, because AEW did what they thought WWE was going to do. Even though you had to look for another company, that's good. You don't have to show the other company. But you still could have showed all the stuff that he ever did when he was in developmental. He was in WWE from the beginning to the end. You didn't do none of that. You waited after AEW did theirs. And then you did your tribute like right after theirs. And I'm like, that's cool, but at the same time, most of your wrestlers feel like, damn, son, like he was one of your best workers you had, and y'all didn't give him shit. Y'all waited till another company outdid y'all to want to go back and redo y'all's over.
Yeah, that's the thing about Brodie Lee. Even like his hardcore fans, most of them won't go out on a limb and say, oh, he was the greatest wrestler ever. No, he was one of the hardest working wrestlers there was. He put his all into what he did. Regardless of where he was on the card, regardless of who he was working with, you were going to get something from Brodie Lee that night.
Yes, and I'm deeply, deeply happy that AEW didn't do a tribute video. They did a tribute show, and they didn't overdo it for it to be a tribute show. They hit enough of it in certain matches and certain people coming out, like how what's his name? That was beefing with Moxley in New Japan for that United States title.
Juice Robinson? No, Lance Archer. Yeah,
Lance Archer. Lance Archer came out dressed in his ring gear. And I was like, bruh, that hits home because y'all two face each other in CZW so much to the point that you came out and did that. It like little things like that was what made it great. They're standing at the top of their little Titantron and they giving their thing, and his son's out there giving his son a contract. For what reason? You didn't even have to do that. Like, they did so much shit to just make sure the family is good.
Yep.
They make sure that the family's going to be settled. Like, you didn't have to do all that and tell nobody. You could do that in the backworks, and nobody would have never had to know. But like Chris Jericho, CM Punk, a lot of the wrestlers T-shirt donations.
Oh, yes,
money straight to
yes.
the family. AEW money straight to the family. His 8-year-old son contract. So when he grow up, if he want to be a wrestler, he can wrestle in AEW. Like, you got wrestlers in WWE still training him. Like, Liv Morgan trains with his son, even though he works for AEW.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is a lot of shit right here that you would probably never see when it comes to anybody else. Like, you don't see this from no other wrestler that passed away. WWE had a good thing for their kids just wrestle, and then they go, okay, cool. If he's good down the road, maybe we'll pick him up. If not, fuck it. AEW was like, yeah, screw that. You 8. Your dad was like our guy. So if you want to be a wrestler in the future, you can wrestle with us. You have a contract. Money in you and your mom's pocket going forward.
Yep.
And then you use him on TV, not like how you use old boy at WrestleMania with Braun Strowman, because that kid is. I still want to punch him in the face.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. Like, it's like this is the one time I can say AEW did something that WWE will probably never do, and they did it right.
Yep.
Hey, I got a question for you.
Okay.
And this is a funny question. Where's Bo Dallas?
Now that's something I personally keep teasing. I feel like at some point they're going to rebuild the Wyatt family or something, and Bo Dallas will join because that is his actual brother, also the son of IRS, as we said before.
They need to, because at this point now they already putting almost all people in the wrestling industry that's either married, dating, or family together, like they kind of should have at this point. And that's like the only one person that they have yet to ever do that with.
Do you know that between NXT and the main roster, they've only had one match against each other, and it was the B team versus the Deleter of Worlds, and that's when the B team won the tag titles. They beat the Deleter of Worlds.
Damn, you're right. I almost forgot about that.
That's the only match they've ever had. And then the Deleter of Worlds didn't get a rematch because that's when Matt Hardy got injured.
Man, I tell you, boy, WWE know how to push a match and then be like, yeah, we stated that clause of no rematches, so you lose, you work from the bottom and work your way back up. But then Goldberg and them show up and they get constant title matches, rematches, and shit months ago all of a sudden.
Yep.
I tell you, bro, I feel like the wrestling world is just WWE wrestling world is just
Yeah, you got any news before we get out of here?
Nah, Vince is sick, and you know me, I don't wish the worst on people, but I just need him to go away for a while again.
Yeah, now people have said he's looked sick for a while, because I remember when the FTR did their interview on the Jim Cornette podcast, they said, in their final days when they went to Vince to try and get that crappy gimmick that he gave them, they want the crappy gimmick that Vince wanted them to change to, and they had the meeting with him, and they were like, we went to him and like, we've never seen him look like that. So this was what, August of last year or earlier. So from people talking, he hasn't looked good in a while. Oh,
the thing is, I think it's because he finally getting of age now.
Yeah,
and it's starting to finally catch up with him and look like it. So I think people are like, damn, yo, he's sick. He's probably like, bro, I'm like damn near 70 at this point. All I do is work out and come here and hardly sleep. Nigga, what do you expect me both to look like?
Yeah. And remember at Money in the Bank when Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles went into his office? That's not the Vince McMahon we remember either. That was a shriveled up old man.
Yeah, because that old Vince would have popped out of that chair a lot faster. Like he had a special kick up. That mother got out of his chair like he had to readjust himself and make sure he didn't pop a hip out of place before he got up. Yeah.
And what was the other? Oh, the other appearance he made this year, last year, the Triple H's 25th anniversary. He didn't sound like Vince McMahon anymore. It's like his voice was gone.
Yeah, he don't have the raspy voice that we've been hearing since the golden age of him doing commentary. Like,
yeah, like that was.
It sound like that fire is starting to finally window down now. Finally,
yeah. All that. Well, Marv, have you heard about my hole?
Well, take it easy there, bro. I have not heard of this.
You haven't heard about my hole?
No.
Oh yeah, it's the biggest thing going around right now.
Alex, tell him about my hole.
What is
Oh yeah, so apparently, our favorite woman of all time, Nia Jax, has got hurt, and instead of her yelling, "Oh, I'm hurt," or "Oh, I'm sore," they kind of blurted out, but she yelled, "My hole!" And it just became a meme as soon as it hit, because I swear it was on Twitter like 10 seconds later after it went live. Like, it had to be.
Wow.
And now we got and now we got the holy trio. We got Bubba Ray and Impact yelling my balls. We got Thunder Rosa yelling my vag, and now we have Nia Jax yelling my hole. So now we have the whole Trinity.
All right, so here's what happened. She was on the apron. She was going to do a leg drop on the apron. And the spot was Lana's going to roll out the way and Nia Jax is going to take the bump to the floor. Apparently, she landed too hard and she hurt her asshole.
Okay, yeah.
Or her tailbone, her asshole, whatever.
George was asking which hole.
We're assuming it's the brown hole. We're going to assume it's the brown hole.
They don't want, I kiss boo-boos.
Yeah, I do too. I do.
So the butthole, when it gets hurt, it gets like torn. Is really what happens. Right?
Yeah. Now, funny thing, I had forgot about this too, but of course the internet didn't forget. Back in the day when X-Pac busted his asshole,
Just about to say that.
when he landed on the turnbuckle and the pad was in the wrong place and he ripped his asshole and he was bleeding in the middle of a match from his ass.
Yep. He said he went to the
So
locker
bad
room and
for
took
him.
off his pants and there's just a puddle of blood in there. It's fucking crazy. So she must have been bleeding too then. I mean,
Well, I think it was just like pain. I don't think she was like bleeding or like an injury or anything.
okay.
Hopefully.
I mean, that sucks when you got to go take a dump and then you got a sore spot down there. Oh man.
That's like when you eat spicy food and you gotta take a dump afterwards.
Yeah.
It burns.
Yeah, bro. I learned my lesson. I stay away from the sriracha sauce because it's good.
I'm
in
trying-
one way.
I never learned my lesson because that shit don't happen. That shit like, oh, your ass gonna hurt. I don't even want it. Let me go ahead and get something else.
Or if you eat ice cream, I heard it helps.
Oh, that makes sense. That makes
You know,
sense.
because like you're supposed to drink milk with hot foods.
creamy
So if you
food.
eat ice cream to like digest it with the spiciness, it'll take away the burn when you go to take a dump.
Calvin said that was Shelly Martinez, not Thunder Rosa.
Oh, was it? I can't remember. You know, all these bitches with face paint look alike.
Yeah.
Very true.
So, but besides the fact that Nia Jax fucked up her asshole, that match was hot garbage. I understand they were trying to give Lana the win over Nia because she was being bullied for 2-3 months, getting put through the announce table so many times. But for it to be, I understand why it was a table match because obviously she kept getting put through the table. But for the finish, it just Now, after Nia Jax busted her asshole, she just kind of fell into the table.
Hey man, you know how this goes. You go through a table, you lose. You never been WWE's ultimate rule. I don't give a fuck. Like even if somebody picked you to a table and you just managed to hit a certain move while they get to the table, technically you didn't go to the table. They went to a table. Yeah. So that's just WWE rule. As long as you go through a table, you lose. And it don't matter if you did it yourself, it was by accident. And don't forget, Sheamus won the belt from John Cena because John Cena slipped off and actually fell to the table.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Won the belt.
I always forget about that one.
Yeah, because that was one of them things that was it's like, oh yeah, what's it? It's a table match. Oh, the spot's gonna be you go do a suplex and Sheamus goes to the table. You go up there, Sheamus hits you, you slip and you actually fall off. They go to the table. Oh, well, I guess we got to change the finish now because that's the way we work here.
Yeah. The Closeted Nerd said, "I made it. This is hilarious."
CrossFit Manny made it. This is hilarious. Oh yeah, shout out to CrossFit Manny.
Yeah, Manny's one of the guys I met off the studio earlier this afternoon. I told him about this, and he said he was a wrestling fan, so he said he's going to check it out.
Oh, welcome to the Ultra Heelz.
Welcome. to wrestling. Yeah, man.
Yeah, we start off about talking about assholes. So, literal assholes, not the people.
It's not a bad way to start the show.
I say, look, we don't talk about Nia Jax asshole, so they ain't no different than what we talk about her regularly.
This is true.
I mean, but she must have an interesting asshole. Like her asshole it's Samoan, right?
Yeah.
It's not like
It's Samoan in a motherfucker.
Yeah, it's different from ours.
Oh, I'm sorry. It's also partially German because what is her? I believe her dad is mixed. Her mom is the Samoan part of the bloodline.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be part of the family. That's all I still want to be. Anything to the Rock is gonna make me happy.
I did it for the Rock.
I'm gonna do it for the Rock. I'm gonna just have to take the bullet for Nia Jax, but she's gonna love me anyway.
She love me in the morning.
She's gonna give you ugly kids though.
Nah.
First of all, one, she can give ugly kids, but long as Samoan, they gonna be one or two things. They're gonna be a wrestler or they're gonna be a sports athlete. I mean, look at it. I'm gonna be set for life.
Facts.
Yeah, you're right. You will be set. Yeah, that's correct.
Let's see. Look at Rikishi. Rikishi got what? How many boys? Like what? 4, 5, and 3 of them wrestle. At this point right now, shit. What do he need to do at this point?
And he's still wrestling himself. Because it's in his blood. That's what he does.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I get to become part of Wrestling Dynasty, and I get to have some little wrestlers. Shit, I don't see nothing wrong with this.
This is true. You speak the true, my boy.
Yeah. The other major topic of the week, the money mark, Tony Khan, has declared himself as he is the Forbidden Door. Not just trying to do business with New Japan being the Forbidden Door. He himself is the door. He and obviously Tony Schiavone did another a paid ad on Impact, and he announced that he is the Forbidden Door himself.
I'm okay with it. He is the Forbidden Door.
Yeah, but I like these. I like the little segments that him and Tony Schiavone do on Impact. They've gotten better over time. They're starting to become a little hilarious.
They really are. And like I said, I'm starting to like the way this is happening now. So the fact that this is something WWE used to do back in the damn near the golden era when they used to work with New Japan and have all these Japanese people come over here and wrestle American guys and give us people that we had no idea who they was to fight. It was great. And then Vince realized he ain't making that much money off of them. So why the fuck do he still need them? No, okay. Then you just cut your relationship off. The people that your father built a relationship with, you cut them off for what? For more money? To be more rich? Okay, cool. Now you have Tony Khan doing it. It's not even for money. It's for the wrestling fans, because this is what the fuck we've been asking for. Matches that we would never get. We don't have to wait for somebody to wrestle 26 years to get to the WWE to be nothing. It makes no sense whatsoever. Like, I'm still pissed off at Finn Balor's run. He should have still been way better than that. Kevin Owens, Kevin Owens was a failure to me after he beat John Cena, and then it was just like Kevin Owens was there to be there, and now you got Kevin Owens being the guy again. Like you shouldn't have to work people down to work them back up on the show when all they did their whole life was to work to get here, and they already proved it to you by being a household name without having to work for your company. They bring you revenue on the shit that they do, and you still had them in the back of catering eating warm food. The fuck? This was not the dream.
Kevin Owens, when he didn't have a belt up until now, he's basically been unimportant. Completely unimportant.
That's the part that hurts.
When he had the US title, he was wearing a suit for a little bit. That was cool. The couple of times he was IC champion, that was good. The run as Universal Champion with Jericho, that was good. Other than that, what has he done until now with Roman?
Stunned the fuck out of him a lot. That's literally it. And it makes no sense. It's like, I really feel like they're trying to have a Stone Cold and Rock type of war with Kevin Owens and Roman Reigns. But you would never get that lust factor of that kind of match ever again, because Kevin Owens is a star. Like, if Kevin Owens left today and showed up on Impact I think Impact views will go up just a little bit more, but you'll get matches from Kevin Owens that you've seen him do before he got to WWE.
Yeah.
He was AEW. He would be a star regardless, and he would still be doing the same thing he's doing now. It's just WWE overheads have high hopes of wrestlers, but Vince don't have it for them because he don't want to see them get quote unquote injured and not be able to perform to get him his money. Ain't nobody got time for all that shit.
I think Vince just sees what he wants, and everybody's just plug and play, unless you're Roman Reigns.
And that's another sucky thing. If you're not Roman or Drew, Brock or Goldberg, or especially Undertaker, Triple H, or Shawn Michaels, what is your purpose?
Yeah,
you just literally dared to
everybody's just interchangeable. It's like, okay, let's just slightly twist this person's gimmick to make them fit in this role. That's all he does. That's all Vince does now.
We still got hella good wrestlers on this roster that prove themselves night in and night out that they are like the best motherfuckers out here to watch, and you don't get to see them do anything. And then you turn to another show and you get to see somebody that was in WWE that so-called wasn't an A+ player become an A+ player somewhere else, and you're like, yo, why didn't they get this chance when they was in WWE? Oh, that's right, because Vince is like, yeah, I don't see that coming out of you from you. Because like everybody, John Moxley, Jericho, like who else?
Brodie,
Miro.
Whoa. Slow down to Miro. Miro is fucking trash. I'm sorry, Miro is trash. I can't support that one.
No, I still support Miro was the fact that Miro and Rusev Day was WWE biggest selling item, and Vince still fucked him over for what purpose? He was bringing you your most money, and he wasn't even an A+ player.
Okay, I'll give you that. Oh, speaking of which, I'm wearing a Lana Day T-shirt.
Oh, they even still sold those?
Lana Day.
I think they're still on the website because that's like her only merch. I think she has like one other T-shirt.
Because she ain't worth the paper she printed on either.
Oh shit. On the boards, we have the man that is greater than Tony the Tiger, the great Malcolm Carter.
What's good? I'm back.
I like that. Greater than Tony Tiger. That nigga trash.
Yo, don't be coming at my Frosted Flakes like that.
Yo, Frosted Flakes are trash, though.
Amen. Look, Mark, you understand. Frosted Flakes used to be good. And then somewhere down the line, they changed them, and they ain't been right since.
Yo, have you realized that, like, Fruity Pebbles have, like, made an explosion somehow? Like, out of nowhere.
I don't like Fruity Pebbles.
That's called TikTok. It's called TikTok. TikTok made Fruity Pebbles the shit all over again. I don't know why.
As we were talking about, Malcolm, before we got on the air, Undertaker did an interview with Joe Rogan, and here's his quote: "In that era of guys, those were men. You go into the dressing room nowadays, and it's a lot different. I remember walking into my first row dressing room, and all I saw was some crusty fucking men. Half of them had guns and knives in their bags. That's how shit got handled back then. Now you walk into guys playing video games and fucking making sure they look pretty. It's evolution, I guess. I don't know what it is, but I just like those eras, man. I liked when men were men."
Damn, that's fucked up.
So, Xavier Woods answered. So, because everybody was thinking, oh, the video game thing is directed towards him. So he answered. He said, "I wouldn't be the person that I am without the guidance and lessons of a few cute people from previous generations of wrestling. They taught me about the business to save my money and that having video games in the locker room is healthier than other shit. Thank you, guys."
Oh, so basically, it was like, he's like, yeah, it's better than having what you had. Like, it feels safer back there.
Well, that's one of the problems with wrestling. Everybody's friends now. It's not a cutthroat business anymore because everybody's on a guaranteed contract. Yes. So back then, you didn't have guaranteed money. You were basically on a handshake deal with the promoter, and if he just decided he didn't want to pay you anymore, goodbye.
Yeah, everybody got smart and was like, "Hey, we're gonna sign these contracts," and now I'm stuck here. Whoop-de-doo.
And you were everybody wanted to get paid in cash back then too. So you probably had $15,000 in your bag, so you needed a gun because you might get robbed. You might get robbed by somebody in a locker room that owed a bookie some money, or
exactly,
or you might get robbed in the parking lot by a fan. So you needed a gun in your bag.
So it's like you needed that protection back then. Nowadays it's like, yeah, you could bring in your Switch or your whatever you have, sit down, play the game, and relax. You don't have to worry about that anymore.
Yeah,
it's not about men being men anymore. It's about just like he said, it's evolution. He said evolution, I guess. No, it's evolution. I know.
Yeah, it used to be a lawless land.
It used to be super lawless, bro. What's his name was the thing?
Yeah, screw all that. We in a whole new era. Motherfuckers are friends across different things now, so it's a little too late for them now.
Yeah, across promotions. Never mind just across companies, across promotions. Look how many people in relationships across promotions. Adam Cole and Britt Baker, 2 different companies. Cedric Alexander and Big Swole, 2 different companies. Who else?
John Morrison and now his soon-to-be his girlfriend is no longer about to be part of Impact.
Oh yeah, Taya Valkyrie. Yep, that was another one.
I'm just saying, like, at the end of the day, I mean, when you have another genuine like I hate you too, it'd probably be some good wrestling out there. But against those two, I mean, like, they genuinely dislike each other.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of let's be friends, Rainbow Sunshine, Care Bear stuff. But I'm just saying, sooner or later, we're going to get 2 people who genuinely hate each other, and it'll kind of bring back some type of wrestling spark.
The only 2 people right now that genuinely hate each other, basically hate each other, is Matt Riddle and Goldberg. Matt Riddle and Goldberg hate each other for real.
Yeah.
Like, inside and outside the ring, they hate each other because Matt Riddle want to fight Goldberg, and Goldberg don't want you to do with him. So Matt Riddle been talking his shit to him about him for a while, and Goldberg just been talking his shit back. They really got a really dislike for each other.
Have they wrestled each other yet?
No. Well,
No.
Matt Riddle tried to get a match with Goldberg, but it got ixnayed.
See, corny.
Yeah.
That'd have been one of the matches of like a century with those 2 wrestling each other.
Matt Riddle even adopted the jackhammer as like one of his moves, just to mock Goldberg. It didn't last very long because once he got told, no, you're not having the match, they told him to stop doing the move too.
Corny.
Yeah. Politics, man. Politics. The main event featured Impact champion Rich Swann, Chris Sabin Chris Sabin's the one that's injured, right? Yeah.
No, it's Chris Sabin because Alex Shelby is
okay, I always get them mixed up. Yeah. So Chris Sabin of Motor City Machine Guns and their tag team partner who replaced Alex Shelley, Moose.
Moose.
And that was...
Moose was the MVP of the match.
I swear he was, bro. He put... I didn't like Moose because he never showed that much like shit to everybody he damn near ran through. Mm-hmm. But that night he was a star. I don't give a fuck what nobody said.
Oh yeah,
he was in the zone. That's what happened.
If you didn't believe in Moose then like me, if you watch that, you believe in him now. Because I was like, you know what? I kind of want to see Moose a lot more now, but I want to see that Moose. Not the other one going around.
Yes.
Impact title walking. No, fuck that. Give me that Moose, because that Moose right there was entertaining. He had me edge of my feet, doing all them hot tags, hot moves, some high flying shit. Mm-hmm. I was like, who is this man? Where was he at all the time?
He hit that standing moonsault after like the bunch of tag team moves that they did, and then there was the what was that move he did? He did a move on the apron. I forgot what it was.
I can't remember either. All I know, he like I said, he was MVP of the night. I don't give a damn what nobody said. Like,
Absolutely.
The match was great in itself. The people in that match made that match, but Moose was the MVP of that night. Like, he made that match his. Like, I felt like that match was more for Moose than it was for anybody else that was in that ring.
Mm-hmm. Like the standoff he had with Doc Gallows when he first tagged in. Brilliant. That's how you have a big man confrontation.
Like, he took it from 0 to infinity in a max of a second. Like, he just went off. Like, as soon as he hot tagged, I was like, oh, it's Moose. He's not going to really do much of this and that. And all of a sudden, he just started going off. And I was like, who is this man? And who the fuck is controlling him? Because whoever got his controller, they must have had a full battery and they was ready to play.
Facts.
Calvin said, Moose hit that Spanish fly.
Oh, yeah, the Spanish fly. That was it.
He hit that shit so smooth.
Yo, and he hit it correctly because he landed on Kenny Omega, not next to him.
I was like, God, man. I was like, this man moves, boy. Bro, I'm telling you, bro, dog, after that went off, I could not stop going back on YouTube to find clips of him doing his moves. I was like, bro, why? I've never looked up his shit like this ever. And I said, the one night he has this kind of match is the night that I'm damn near assessing and trying to see this damn match one more time.
Me and X-Man Dan went to the Bronx and saw him at an indie show. He had the crowd hopping that night. It wasn't on this level, but no, he put on a good show.
I'm gonna tell you right now, that Moose right there is the Moose that you see the real Impact title on if he can perform like that and can carry the company for a while. Like, that's the Moose that deserved that title. But the Moose before that, nah, that man deserved the Legends title, and you know that shit don't mean nothing.
Word.
I'm sorry to be that guy, but hearing a guy named
Moose,
it just messes me.
Okay,
up,
in
man.
the indies, like his music was just Moose.
That's all it was.
Just Moose.
That was it was like hip hop music, but it was just somebody saying Moose over and over, so the crowd would go Moose.
It was like generic hip hop music, and the crowd would yell Moose, and his voiceover was him just saying Moose, and he would just pump. He would just pump his arm like he was pumping for like a truck, and that's all his interest was.
That was his indie gimmick.
Yo, that is so dope. But here's my question. I wish I had that in my life. Like, I would love to be just like MC.
If I remember, I'll show you a video after the show.
But my thing is, what was wrong with him beforehand? Was he just a flat, boring wrestler before this, or was it just he never had a chance to shine like he had?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, it's a 50-50. He was flat as a wrestler because it's like in the indies he had a personality, but when he got the Impact, it's like he tried to change, and whatever he tried to change to wasn't working for him, like at all. Like, he came there. He came there trying to be like a version of like
Bobby Lashley
and Bobby Lashley, and it was a weird mix of what he was doing, and it didn't ever get over at all. Like people liked him because his old entrance, but it just didn't get over. Like when they had crowds, they would cheer him for his entrance, but if you watch his matches, there was really no real hype for him in the matches, but like just for his entrance, like he was like what like Shinsuke Nakamura and Finn Balor is. Once his music played, the crowd was hyped as fuck. But once he got to the ring, it's like they told him, okay, don't do nothing you normally do the generic shit. Yeah,
I feel like because he came in right after Bobby Lashley left, so it's like we have a replacement for Bobby Lashley, but don't be Bobby Lashley. So he was just in this weird like space.
He was in that weird space where I was like, he had to either try to be like him or be himself.
Yeah,
and he chose the latter.
Yeah.
He chose the ladder. He chose that ladder quick and climbed the hell out that damn ladder, and it didn't fit him. But now this move, for a big man like that to come in there strong and acrobatic like that, that's what you need to see from people like that. People that can do stuff like that, you need to let them just be them and let them show off. Having a big dude in the match and he like strong like Brock, I'm okay with seeing that. Now, younger Brock, that shit with Star Press, they used to be clean as hell.
Oh, yeah.
I like that Brock, but I don't want to see that Brock now because he'd probably die. But that younger Brock was impressive for him to be that big and doing that type of shit. And Moose is just like that. He's just a big guy that can do that shit.
Yeah, Kelvin just mentioned Moose used to play in the NFL. That was like, what was that, like 2009, 2010? He played a couple years.
Like as soon as he got done with the NFL, he went like straight to wrestling. Like as soon as his NFL career was over, he was like a wrestler. I think he was transitioned to a wrestler while he was still doing NFL. He was like training it.
Yeah, he got drafted in 2006, and he played his last game in 2012.
What team did he play for?
He played for the Falcons.
Okay.
He played for the Patriots,
All right.
the Rams, and the Colts.
Oh, he played for pretty good.
So he played for
teams.
Yeah.
He played for
yeah.
pretty
So
good
he played
teams.
for like two like technically the NFL says it 3 trash teams and 1 good one.
Would you Would you like to know his government name?
Yes.
Please, I never knew. What is it?
It is Quinn Ojanaka.
I understand why you go by Moose. Understand completely.
I take Moose too.
Okay.
Moose sound dangerous.
Here's his last.
That right
OJ.
there. Look. That name right there sounds like you might do one of them African pyramid schemes on me.
That's what I'm thinking. It sounds like an African name because his last name is Ojinnaka. Ojanaka.
Yeah, that's African as hell.
Alex, have you listened to any of New Jack's cameos?
New
No,
Jack's
I
on
have not.
Cameo?
He's on
And I
Cameo.
feel like
Oh my god.
It's insane. It's just him saying random curse words.
So,
That's basically all it is.
so I can pay him to make a drop for Ultra Heelz.
Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Next week, you guys better be ready. You guys better be ready. I just saw J Kidd had Matt Hardy do a drop a cameo for him.
Really?
Yeah, it's pretty
yeah,
good.
he did. Yeah, I saw it, and it was actually dope.
We gotta get New Jack on Ultra Heelz. Do an Ultra Heelz cameo.
It's literally just him saying random curse words.
That's all we need though. But say Ultra Heelz at some point in between.
You motherfucker! I'll beat your ass, nigga.
Oh, you know, we get him to say? We can say if we don't watch the Ultra Heelz, fuck your ass up like he do everybody else. Just let him just go after, just let him go off after that. Be like, just say this line and then say whatever the fuck you want after that. We don't even give a fuck
we
after
don't
that.
care. Just say something.
Nah, it's cool, Valdor. It's cool, Valdor.
Yeah, Valdor. I know you gotta pick up your girl. It's cool, bro. Calvin says, speaking of Dark Side of the Ring, Steve Austin is going to appear on season 3 of Dark Side of the Ring, talking about Brian Pillman.
Okay.
Oh, they haven't
Yes.
done a Pillman episode yet, huh?
Nope.
Okay, that's coming.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one to do.
I'm about to say, yeah, don't forget, because Stone Cold with no Brian Pillman, like, that's him and Bret Hart, see how it was, what was they? The Hollywood Blondes?
Yeah, the Hollywood Blondes.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
And then him and Bret Hart and them was the foundation. So those would probably be the two closest people that really would know Brian Pillman all the way up to the end. I'm cool with that.
I'm hyped for another season of Dark Side of the Ring. I want to see
Word.
I want to see what is it, the plane ride from hell. I want to see that episode. I want to see Brian Pillman.
Well, see, that wasn't even that big of a deal. The plane ride from hell,
Well, you got to make it dramatic. Make it sound worse than it was.
because they actually covered that on WWE Storytime. So how do you do Dark Side of the Ring after they already made a joke about it?
I don't know.
Well, you know how you make it you make it entertaining. You get people to tell what really happened on there, because when WWE did it, they did a joke, but they had to cut out some things, and some things probably wasn't said. They just talked about the incident real quick and said the funny part, but it had to be way more.
That's right. If they told us things that sound bad, that means there were things that sounded even worse than that really happened.
Okay,
So
I guess.
I want to see the Brian Hayes. What's his name?
Michael Hayes.
Michael Hayes.
Michael
I
Hayes.
want to hear the Michael Hayes story. I heard he was a little perv behind the curtain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Motherfucker was weird.
Kelvin says they're doing one on XPW.
That one was going to be kind of a weird one, but I can understand, because that place was almost like CZW too at one point.
Bro, Darkseid was the highlight of the early quarantine days.
Yeah, it
That was like every week I was hyped. I was like, all right, nobody's coming in the studio.
Yeah, that dropped at the perfect time.
Word, that Tiger King, those were like my quarantine shows.
Word.
Makeup.
I need them to hurry up and make some more episodes, or do like TV shows and be like, hey, look, we got to just make an episode, and while we working on this one, drop this one, and trying to get them out as quickly as they can, or fuck up and do like Netflix and be like, look, we got all episodes on one platform. You can watch them all right now and just let us watch them all.
Yeah.
I'll pay for that.
Word. Speaking of the ongoing global situation, I think the biggest positive person to test positive, Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre, the WWE champion, tested positive last Monday, and obviously got pulled from Raw that night. And yeah.
So WrestleMania is in March, right?
Breaking news.
Okay.
WrestleMania has been postponed for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Well, I was just about to ask that.
Oh, because you saw it.
What's the WrestleMania plans? No, I didn't see it. I just was curious.
Okay. It was originally supposed to be March 27th. It was scheduled to be in SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, the new stadium that opened up for the Rams and the who else plays it? The Chargers. They both play in that stadium. However, because COVID rules are so tight in California, they can't even do an empty stadium. They just can't go there, period.
Wow.
Because it got to the point where they weren't even letting football games happen in California. The three teams, the Rams, the Chargers, and the 49ers, they were playing games in either Las Vegas or Arizona throughout the season.
Yeesh.
Yeah. So California's very tight with their COVID rules. So WWE, they can't even use where they are right now, because right now they're at Tropicana Field in Tampa Bay, Florida, which is the home of the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. But baseball starts beginning of April, so they can't use that stadium. They can't use the Amway Center anymore because basketball started, because that's where the Orlando Magic play. So the rumor is that they're gonna try to use Raymond James Stadium, which is where the Tampa Bay Buccaneers play, which was supposed to be last year's WrestleMania with the big pirate ship in the stadium. That's the rumor right now. There's no definite plans as to what's happening to WrestleMania, but it's absolutely been postponed for 2 weeks.
I would say try to find something in Florida, you know.
Yeah, they want to try to stay in Florida because it has the most loosened COVID laws.
Yeah. We hear anything new about Vince's health?
No. Oh well, I was gonna make a joke. Maybe they should go borrow Daly's place from AEW. That would be some shit if they were like, oh, we got nowhere to go. Hey, Tony Khan, can we use your building?
You imagine that shit?
Well, they would be a lot. They could have a crowd.
I don't see why not. I don't see why they don't. Shoot, at this point now, they found out they had no places to really go.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Vince got too much pride for that, man. I don't think.
I know that's the problem.
Yeah.
Vince has too much pride.
If he's still around, he's got too much pride for that.
But
well,
go ahead.
No, I was going to say, well, it look like they're going to be at the Performance Center again.
Which would suck if they ended up doing that. They've got to make a deal with one of the football stadiums. There's like 8 football stadiums in Florida between NFL and college.
Yeah.
Pick one.
Yeah.
Use a football stadium.
And there's still no crowds, right? Still no audience?
Now, because Daly's, like I said, AEW is using a crowd. So I'm assuming WWE can get a crowd at 25% capacity or whatever the number is. They just can't have fans ringside like you would want them to be, but they can be there.
That's the thing. They could have ringside with that dumbass bulletproof glass bullshit they had before.
Yeah, like Capitol Wrestling Center.
Yeah,
basically. So they could do it, but we'll see in due time.
Yeah, in due time.
And hopefully it don't be a train wreck like the one with the pirate ship for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Now, side story: 2 other people in the wrestling industry this week admitted that they had COVID, but mysteriously they didn't tell anybody.
Oh.
The first person being Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks. No, I'm sorry. Or was it Nick Jackson? One of the Young Bucks. I forgot which buck it was. He said he had it in, I believe, October, and that would make sense as to why he wasn't on TV for about 3 weeks. And he said he had very severe symptoms. He would try to get up to go work out in the garage in the morning, and after 5 minutes, he just couldn't breathe. He broke out in hives. He had severe headaches. So that was the Young Bucks. And the other one, hey, Kelvin's in the chat.
Hey, yo, Commissioner Kelvin is in the chat.
And the other person was Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho had the vid. Whoa.
He said he had it in September. Now, the article that I was reading, Chris Jericho had, 6 matches in September? Now, the AEW was, the way they schedule is like they'll film 2 shows in 1 week. So there'll be 1 live episode, but they also filmed for the next week in the same week. So then 2 weeks later, they'll come back and do the same thing. So I'm assuming within that 2-week window was when he had it. Or he just lied the whole time and, squeezed in a taping where he was like, day 11 and not, it wasn't day 14 yet or whatever.
He probably squeezed in some shit.
Yeah, most likely.
I mean, come on.
I wouldn't put it past him, especially after he did the freaking him and Fozzy had the concert at Sturgis. That's probably where he caught it.
Oh yeah, definitely at one of those concerts. Calvin says no introduction today. Couldn't think of one. It's cool, Calvin.
That's cool. Cool.
You've earned the right to not have to have you earned the right to do whatever the fuck you want here, man.
Bingo.
Calvin could come in one day and curse us all out. We'd be like, man, it's Commissioner, bro.
Yeah. Somebody get that man a beer.
Yeah, word.
So what else is happening in the wrestling world right now?
Yeah, so that was the start of it. Not everybody's testing positive, but we're starting to learn about people that are testing positive that weren't entirely truthful when it happened. But however, back to Drew McIntyre, he would be. I think he'll be clear for next Monday's Raw, or he'll be cleared the day after, however it works out on the calendar. So he'll still be facing Goldberg at Royal Rumble. I made a joke with one of the guys at work. I was like, Drew's positive. Maybe if it lands, the weekend of Royal Rumble, he can spread it to Goldberg and we'll never see Goldberg again.
That is a genius idea.
Now, side note, did you see the little bit where Charlotte was like doing a little like native, dance with the girl in the ring?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I have this theory that Charlotte is one of these like overindulgent, sympathetic white people because for some reason when WWE travels, she always seems to end up in an outfit native to that country, whether it's India, somewhere in Japan, somewhere in like Asia,
Japan,
Saudi Arabia.
With her and Andrade, when they went down to Mexico, bruh, she wore everything that was native to like Latin community.
Yeah.
I was like, that's really weird. Even though your man is that you don't have to dress like that.
Yeah. I feel like I have this theory that Charlotte's one of these overindulgent white people that just, oh my God, that's so cool. Oh my God, that's so cool. She's probably one of those white people that will tell a black person they can't say nigger. That's the level of white person I think Charlotte is now.
I think she's trying to be her dad, but not be her dad. I feel like her dad used to do that shit too. Because when he used to travel, he used to make it feel like he was from that place. and he had no idea what was happening in that.
Because he at least Ric Flair was banging the chick, so he absorbed a little nationality.
No, he spread some nationality. He didn't absorb it. He spread it.
Nationality. He didn't absorb it. Shit.
He was busting them wide open.
He was high flying. Just
high
sailing.
Profiling and probably got some other Charlottes out there.
Oh yeah, I'm sure there's like 5-6 other kids that he has that you just don't know about because the women never found him again.
Yeah. Ricardo.
Oh yeah, do you turn on TV and just catch WWE one time? All you do is he's a wrestler. All you do is look for wrestling and boom, found it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then our main event was Drew McIntyre and the Indus Sheer. I think that's that team's name. Versus the modern day Maharaja, Jinder Mahal and the Bollywood Boys. It was nice to see Jinder again. I actually kind of missed him.
Word. Yo, I called the guy in the liquor store, Maharaja, so much that I forgot we got that from wrestling.
Yeah,
I forgot.
Maharaja. Great time. I wonder when he's going to come back to wrestle again before he get injured.
Yeah. Well, they used him briefly when Drew McIntyre first became champion because they played on the whole, 3-man band thing, and Jinder was a former champion and now Drew's champion. So they played on that really quick, and then Jinder Mahal went back into nowhere.
No, he got injured again, and then he ended up going home. Bro.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot about his injury. Yeah.
Yeah, he injured from that. You think they go? I think they need to go ahead and make him like Wayne Barrett and just make him a guy to sit at the commentary table or something.
You know what? That would probably be a good thing to put him on like the Hindu or whatever language they speak. I don't want to just generalize. The commentary table.
I think you had it right.
Or is it Punjab? Or
no, I don't know. Nah, you're making me question myself.
Anyway, put him on the Indian commentary table.
Wrong. Yeah, because like at this point right now, if you're going to have WWE facility in every kind of nationality, you kind of need a wrestler that's from there that speaks it, that used to wrestle for help promote it as much as they can.
Like how Funaki's on the Japanese announce team.
Yep.
Number one announcer for SmackDown still to this day.
Kelvin said Kelvin said all those chicks wanted to ride Space Mountain. He's talking about Ric Flair.
They rode Space Mountain all right. I don't know if they ever came back down.
Woo! Think he's doing that during sex?
Of course.
You think so? That's epic. That's pretty epic.
I would, if that's my catchphrase, I'm doing that shit too. As soon as I bust one, woo!
Yeah, makes sense.
Bust one, fall out on the floor like I got hit, and go to sleep.
Well, no, you got to take another line before you go.
Oh, he's definitely wooing after every line too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably where it started, and then he brought it into his promos.
That is definitely where it started.
What's up, George? We miss George. George F is in the chat. Peace and love.
Peace and love. George is trying to be friendly with me because he told me to go fuck myself on DX's stream the other day.
Oh.
Then he was like, "Wait, am I on? Can he hear me? Am I on the stream?" You lucky. I love you, George. You good. You good, Jeps.
And like Kelvin said, Charlie tried way too hard to do that Indian dance. Tried way too hard.
Yeah. I mean,
hey man, don't forget the mixed tag team challenge when Naomi was dancing in the ring and she tried to go in there and dance and shake her ass. I was like, why?
Oh yeah, Charlotte was trying to twerk with her beef patties for an ass.
Wow.
No beef patty. Her spine. That was her whole long back to the back of her thigh. That's all that was.
Over on Impact, Rich Swann, he addressed the Impact Zone for his next challenger for his World Heavyweight Championship. He handpicked his challenger, Tommy Dreamer. Interesting pick. It was kind of like what Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman did with Adam Pearce. It was like, I want to give you your career dream. We're going to give you a shot at the world title. And Moose didn't like that too much.
He had his chance.
Moose is the real world heavyweight champion.
Just on a side note.
Go ahead.
George Googled the Blimpie, and he said that's wild. Yeah, I just Googled it. Look at the screen, Darth. Blimpie store. It's not. There's no S on it.
Oh, wow, that's crazy.
And there's 3 of them. Wow, there's probably more. That's crazy.
Blimpies, if you see this, shut that shit down.
I'm surprised they haven't already. They must. If there's 3 of them, that means they probably lost a lawsuit.
Word.
Can we do a food and wrestling episode of Ultra Heelz? Well, I thought we do that every day, every time.
Pretty much. We haven't mentioned Wingstop yet, but you know.
Yeah, that's.
Don't get twisted. There's a Wingstop down street my house. I might go see them in a few minutes, or they might come to my house. Cause they know my number by now.
Damn.
Well, there's another podcast here that reviews restaurants during their podcasts. So maybe
First of all, who are they, and why am I not watching them?
I'm gonna send you the link, Alex.
Yeah, you know me. I'm a fatty. You talk about food, I'm all with it.
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the link.
Was there a crossover this week on Impact? I kind of skimmed through it.
Yeah, Matt Cardona and somebody else tag team to go against, I forgot who. I just know he showed up over there for a full match.
Oh yes, that's right. There was a Matt Cardona.
Nah, Valador, you gotta look for the S, bro. You gotta look for the S.
Yeah, Blimpies with an S is the real deal.
Yeah.
Oh, Trey Miguel's back also on Impact. It was Matt Cardona and Josh Alexander beating Ace Austin and Madman Fulton.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
That's weird. I like Fulton. Damn, he was in the match.
And there was another excellent paid programming note from Tony Khan and Tony Schiavone. To me, that's actually the highlight of Impact now.
I'm not gonna lie. I like getting a little pay every time. I mean, I really be waiting for them to show up just to see what they got to say.
Yeah.
At this point right now, Impact is only surviving off of Tony Schiavone's fucking paid advertisement and what you call them showing up every so often, like certain wrestlers. Mm-hmm. That's all they really get paid for at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and just buy Impact secretly and not tell nobody.
I have this strange feeling that it's in the works.
I hope it is, because if that's in the works, they also still want to work with New Japan too. They do that. They technically be a real rival to WWE, because now they got wrestlers between 2 other companies that can go wherever the fuck they want and they won't stop them.
Yep.
You know, Vince is gonna bob everybody on the indies and everywhere else, and then have them sitting back at catering while I was warming up their food.
Yeah. But I've been Darth Messiah, the Dark Side Savior. You, sir?
Alex, the motherfucking Hill.
Good night, Gnarly Marv.
Good night, Ultra Heelz.
And we out.